What up guys, Gozen here for Anime Uproar, and I'm very excited to talk about the evolution of Gohan, from his introduction in Dragon Ball Z to his participation in the ongoing Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball Super. Gohan is and always was my favorite character in Dragon Ball, and this was solidified for me when he turned Super Saiyan 2 against Cell. To this day, that is still one of the most epic moments in Dragon Ball for me, if not the most epic moment. But Goku's first Super Saiyan transformation is definitely up there. If you guys want to see more videos that explain how Dragon Ball characters changed and evolved over time, smash that like button and leave a suggestion in the comment section below for what character you'd like to see. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know the second we upload a new Dragon Ball video. And follow us on Instagram where we post daily Dragon Ball and other anime content. Obviously, if you haven't watched Dragon Ball Super, there will be spoilers. And without further ado, let's do this. Gohan, or Son Gohan, Son referring to his family name, was born on May 18th in the year 757. In the anime, Chi-Chi originally wanted to name Gohan Einstein, which makes sense since she clearly wants him to grow up to become a successful scholar and professor. However, when the baby hears that name, he starts to cry, and then Chi-Chi suggests Archimedes, but this name also makes the baby cry. Finally, the baby overhears the name Gohan and really likes it, so Goku and Chi-Chi decide to name their son after Goku's adoptive grandfather. Goku also makes a hat using the 4-star Dragon Ball and gives it to Gohan to honor the memory of his grandpa. Gohan is spoiled and pampered from a young age, but in one instance, Goku accidentally lets go of Gohan's stroller and the stroller starts rolling downhill and gets out of control. Goku cannot save Gohan in time. Gohan is gonna hit into a massive tree, and this is when Goku first observes Gohan's hidden powers. Gohan starts crying, is surrounded by a white aura, and shoots right through the giant tree, leaving a gaping hole in it. Not only is he unharmed, baby Gohan smiles when Chi-Chi checks to see if he's alright. This is a pattern in Gohan's life that will continue to reoccur. When he is pushed into a corner or when he gets angry, he will be able to muster up incredible strength despite his young age and inexperience. Now let's fast forward to Raditz arriving on Earth. Gohan is now 4 years old. Unlike Goku, Gohan is fearful and shy around people, but enjoys petting Master Roshi's turtle and playing rock paper scissors with a crab. Although Goku thinks that he has power and potential, Chi-Chi gets mad if Goku tries to train him, so he hasn't pushed it. When Bulma asks Gohan what he wants to be, Gohan says he wants to be a great scholar rather than a fighter. At this point, Gohan has a tail, like Goku did when he was a child. He is the only half-Saiyan to be born with a tail, since Goten and Trunks are born without one. At this point, Raditz shows up and kidnaps Gohan. Raditz puts Gohan into his space pod, but Gohan manages to break out while Goku and Piccolo are fighting Raditz. Gohan is enraged when he sees Raditz torturing Goku. As a result of his anger, his power level shoots up and he headbutts Raditz hard, knocking the breath out of him. It is Gohan's move that gives Goku and Piccolo the opportunity to finish off Raditz. It is interesting to note that at one point, Raditz's scouter measures Gohan's power level when he's angry at 1307. Later, Vegeta reveals that Raditz's power level was around 1200, and Goku and Piccolo could barely defeat him together with Gohan's help. Thus, Gohan, at the age of 4, is already more powerful than an adult Goku and Piccolo, not to mention Raditz. Gohan's potential is insane, and Dragon Ball continually reminds us of that. Gohan goes on to train for the first time with Piccolo. Piccolo has to overcome Gohan's pampered ways. He leaves him alone in the wilderness for 6 months to fend mostly for himself. During this time period, Gohan gazes at the full moon and becomes a powerful great ape. To solve the problem, Piccolo destroys the frickin' moon, which is pretty cool. Just to be sure it doesn't happen again, Piccolo also yanks off Gohan's tail. Although Gohan is a crying mess at the beginning, he eventually learns to provide for himself. He becomes confident enough to tease the dinosaur that used to scare him, and even becomes skilled enough to slice off meat from the dinosaur's tail to eat. After Gohan learns to fend for himself, Piccolo starts training him personally, and he is pretty brutal with his training. Chi-Chi would have had a heart attack if she saw it. In one instance, Piccolo pretends like he's going to help Gohan out of a rushing stream, but kicks him back into it instead. He gives Gohan one of the biggest bumps I've seen over his right eye. But all the while, Piccolo is growing fond of his student and vice versa. Although Piccolo is tough on Gohan, Gohan thinks that people are wrong about Piccolo and that he is actually a good person. A year passes, and a 5-year-old Gohan needs to help the Z Fighters deal with the two new threats, Vegeta and Nappa. Although Gohan is better than he was before, he still gives in to fear at times, and in his defense, he's a 5-year-old fighting a buff 6'10" alien with no shirt and a tail. I think most of us would be scared, but nonetheless, there are instances where Gohan taps into his true potential, like when he lands an insanely powerful kick on Nappa, sending him flying through a boulder. It is during this fight that Piccolo sacrifices his own life for Gohan's, jumping in the way of Nappa's attack, showing just how fond he has become of his rival's son. This is probably one of the most touching moments in Dragon Ball. Piccolo admits that Gohan was the only one he could open up with and could sincerely converse with. Piccolo even sheds tears. It is a beautiful moment that will set the tone for Gohan and Piccolo's friendship for the rest of the series. Gohan goes on to play a vital role in Vegeta's defeat. Vegeta creates a power ball and fires it into the sky in order to serve as the moon, and this allows him to turn into a great ape. After Yajirobe cuts off Vegeta's tail, he shrinks back into his regular form, but he still has fight left in him. Gohan has to fight him and distract him while an incapacitated Goku passes a spirit bomb onto Krillin. Finally, Krillin fires the spirit bomb at Vegeta, but misses. Gohan, because he has a pure heart, is able to deflect the spirit bomb and hit Vegeta with it. However, Vegeta is still alive and kicking even after the damage inflicted on him. In the meantime, Gohan has grown his Saiyan tail back and he turns into a great ape for a second time after seeing Vegeta's power ball in the sky. Although Vegeta manages to slice off Gohan's tail with an attack, Gohan lands on him while he is still in his great ape form, and that impact injures Vegeta to the point that he is unable to continue fighting. Once again, Gohan, despite being a child, has saved the day and demonstrated his amazing power. Sometime after Vegeta escapes in his space pod, Gohan has a conversation with Chi-Chi that shows how much he has grown and how much braver he has gotten over the past year. He tells his mom that he's going to go to Namek no matter what, so that he can help gather the Namekian Dragon Balls and bring Piccolo and the others back. Whereas before he was obedient to Chi-Chi and prioritized being a scholar over fighting, now, he is no longer able to be swayed by Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi keeps trying to convince Gohan that he cannot go because he is a child and he has cram school and lessons, but Gohan tells her to shut up, to Chi-Chi's great shock. The once timid and studious Gohan realizes that he has to fight, and that the lives of the others and the safety of the planet take priority over his studies. Despite the fact that Chi-Chi thinks Gohan has become a delinquent, Goku is proud and recognizes that Gohan has truly grown stronger, both physically and mentally. On Namek, Gohan and Krillin see Frieza and his men killing the Namekians. Gohan can't take it anymore, he kicks the Doria in the face and saves Dende. They manage to lose the Doria, and Dende takes Krillin and then Gohan to Grand Elder Guru, the leader of the Namekians. The Grand Elder unlocks Gohan's hidden potential, significantly increasing his power. Despite his power increase, however, Gohan gets beaten badly by the tough opponents on Namek, like Recoome, who almost kills Gohan before Goku comes to the rescue. Later on, Gohan as usual snaps after Frieza in his second form injures Krillin. At this point, Frieza claims that his power level is over 1 million, but Gohan manages to land a great number of punches and kicks on him, followed by many energy blasts. Vegeta is shocked that Gohan can draw forth so much power when he becomes angry, and even suggests that he could be the closest to becoming a Super Saiyan at this point. The attacks bring Frieza to his knees, and Frieza admits the attacks hurt, but ultimately Gohan's attempts to defeat Frieza prove futile. In the anime, after Frieza smashes Super Saiyan Goku into the ground, Gohan can no longer sense Goku's ki, and assumes he died. Gohan, still a 5-year-old mind you, tells Bulma to make sure Krillin and Piccolo get back to Earth safely while he goes to fight Frieza, the evil emperor of the universe who just supposedly murdered his Super Saiyan father. Gohan plans to keep Frieza busy so that they both die together in the planet's explosion. Even though Frieza is in his final form, Gohan manages to get an impressive number of punches on Frieza and send him flying to the ground. He finishes it off with a Masenko Ha, but unfortunately Frieza doesn't appear phased. Frieza powers up to 100% and prepares to kill Gohan, but is interrupted by Super Saiyan Goku, who emerges from the water below. Goku takes up the fight and orders Gohan to run to safety, which he does. Nonetheless, it speaks volumes about Gohan that he was willing to sacrifice his life to kill Frieza, even though he is just 5 years old. He's come a long way from the shy kid who got frightened by practically everything over a year ago. Again, Gohan's bravery, but also his great potential are foreshadowed in these instances where he manages to, for a time at least, hold his own against what should be much more powerful opponents. Gohan's insane potential is made even more apparent in the Cell Saga. It is worth mentioning that in the original anime, the Garlic Jr. saga takes place after the Frieza saga. However, this saga is completely filler. It is not present in the manga or in Dragon Ball Kai, so I won't go into it in detail. Suffice to say, Gohan saves the day without Goku's help. The saga pretty much reaffirms Gohan's crazy talent for fighting. 1 year later, Trunks comes to the future and completely wrecks Frieza and his father. 3 years after that, the androids appear and Gohan is 9 years old. The Cell Saga is significant because it's the first time that Gohan completely surpasses the other Z fighters in strength. Before he enters the hyperbolic time chamber, Gohan is behind Goku, Trunks, and Vegeta, who are all already Super Saiyans. However, a lot of things happen in the hyperbolic time chamber. Goku helps Gohan reach Super Saiyan, he gives Gohan a haircut so he doesn't look like a Super Saiyan 3 ahead of time, and Goku gets a glimpse of even greater potential in Gohan that will eventually become Gohan's Super Saiyan 2 form. Gohan is able to transform into a Super Saiyan after he thinks about all the times he couldn't save the people he cares about. It is this need to protect the people that Gohan cares about that seems to be the secret for unlocking his seemingly unlimited potential. Let's keep that in mind for later. Anyways, Goku and Gohan stay in their Super Saiyan forms so that it starts to feel normal. When they get out of the chamber, Goku wears his usual orange and blue clothes, while Gohan asks Piccolo to make him a copy of his purple outfit, which is his way of showing respect to his first ever mentor. After Goku fails to defeat Cell, it is Gohan's turn. Gohan tells Cell that he doesn't like fighting like his dad does. He points out, as we've already seen, that ever since he was a kid, when he got really angry, he would lose control of himself and become stronger than he could even imagine, kind of like the Hulk. Because Cell wants a good fight, he keeps trying to make Gohan angry, first by attacking him, and then by attacking the other Z fighters using a bunch of Cell Juniors. Android 16, now a detached head, explains to Gohan that fighting for righteousness is not a sin, and that he can release his anger. He begs Gohan to protect the nature and animals that the android loved, but his words are cut short when Cell shatters the head with his foot. This is the last straw for Gohan. He snaps and finally becomes a Super Saiyan 2. Even though we usually associate Gohan with being kind and modest, his newfound power goes to his head. Goku begs him to finish Cell off, but Gohan says it's too early and that Cell has to suffer more. Because Gohan's power goes to his head, Cell gets the opportunity to instigate his self-destruct feature. Goku has to sacrifice his life to save the others. He transports Cell to Kai's planet, where he blows up and Gohan blames himself. However, Cell is not dead. He manages to regenerate and becomes even stronger because of his Saiyan DNA, and he even knows instant transmission now and uses it to come back to Earth. However, Gohan is glad that he gets a chance to finish Cell off himself for what he's done. Although his left arm is injured and rendered useless after he protects Vegeta from one of Cell's attacks, Gohan has enough energy to launch a one-handed Kamehameha at Cell. His Kamehameha and Cell's Kamehameha meet, and with Goku pushing him on and Vegeta distracting Cell, Gohan is able to release enough energy to completely overpower Cell's attack and destroy him once and for all. Gohan proves himself to be the most powerful Z fighter and saves the planet, but he also shows that he can get arrogant and make stupid mistakes when he receives a massive power-up. 7 years pass and Gohan is now 16. He meets Videl during the time period, who is also a student at the same high school. He also becomes a superhero. The great Saiyaman is born. Whether Gohan truly likes fighting or not, it is clear that he enjoys protecting people. But he doesn't want the fame associated with being a hero, so he lets Hercule take credit for Cell's defeat, and he asks Bulma to make him the Great Saiyaman outfit so that no one recognizes him. Despite his crime-fighting ways, Gohan prioritized his studies over his training, so his strength has decreased over time. As we know, this is pretty much the same story that we get at the beginning of Dragon Ball Super. Nevertheless, on the Kai planet, he is able to turn Super Saiyan 2 and pull out the Z-Sword. Gohan, with Goku's help, manages to break the Z-Sword, and Elder Kai comes out, and that helps Gohan unlock his latent potential. The ultimate Gohan, sometimes called the Mystic Gohan form. In this form, Gohan is the most powerful Z fighter, even more powerful than Gotenks Super Saiyan 3. However, he is not careful and he lets Gotenks and Piccolo get absorbed by Super Buu, which puts Buu's power above Gohan's. To make matters worse, Buu catches him off guard and absorbs him too. After Vegito defeats Super Buu, Goku manages to defeat Kid Buu with the help of all of the Earth's inhabitants, including Gohan, who lend their energy for the Super Spirit Bomb. And so Dragon Ball Z ends with Gohan still being the strongest Z fighter, since no other transformation besides Vegito could at this point match Gohan's ultimate form. And then we get to the events of Dragon Ball Super, which take place sometime after Kid Buu's defeat. Gohan still wants to become a scholar and has married Videl. At one point, Gohan charges at Beerus, but Beerus knocks him out effortlessly. Later, when everyone finds out that they need 5 Saiyans to create a Super Saiyan God, Videl reveals that she is pregnant with Gohan's child, so she joins them and it is enough to turn Goku into a Super Saiyan God. During the Golden Frieza saga, Gohan's child, Pan, is born. Gohan has finally become a scholar. He is a family man and he dresses up as Great Saiyaman in order to play with his daughter. When Frieza's army finally shows up, the Z fighters go to meet them. Gohan has gotten incredibly rusty over the past few years, but thinks he can probably still go Super Saiyan. He eventually does turn Super Saiyan, although he says in his current shape, he cannot even maintain this state for long. And he defeats Captain Ginyu, who is in Taguma's body. However, Gohan is no match for Frieza, despite the fact that Frieza is in his base form. Frieza fires Death Beam after Death Beam, almost killing Gohan, but Piccolo once again sacrifices his life for Gohan's, and saves him from a lethal beam. Gohan blames himself for Piccolo's death, since he's gotten so weak that he couldn't even protect himself, let alone Piccolo or anyone else. However, Gohan is able to raise enough energy for Goku to sense him from Beerus' planet and use instant transmission to return to Earth, even though Gohan's body cannot take it and he loses consciousness. At this point, Gohan's power is nowhere close to where it once was, let alone to where Goku's and Vegeta's powers are, since through their constant training, they have both attained Super Saiyan Blue. After Frieza succeeds in blowing up the Earth and Whis has to reverse time, Gohan realizes that he has to be much stronger to protect the ones he loves, and so he asks for Piccolo to train him again. Later, Gohan is offered a job as a professor's assistant, which would definitely mean less training, and that is the last thing that those of us who were worried about how weak Gohan has gotten wanted. Luckily, he turns the position down because it would take too much time away from Videl and Pan. He's become a family man who spoils his daughter, but he also realizes that he needs to grow stronger to protect his family. When future Trunks comes back to the present, he is surprised that he cannot detect any of the overflowing energy that Gohan used to defeat Cell. There's a moment when Trunks sees Gohan playing with Pan, and Trunks realizes what life might have been like if he had come from a more peaceful future, where future Gohan and him didn't have to constantly fight, and this thought alone brings him to tears. After Zamasu's demise, we get news that there is going to be a Great Saiyaman movie where the masked superhero is going to fight Mr. Satan. Gohan, as the stuntman, quickly outshines Barry, the actor who is playing the Great Saiyaman in the film, and Coco, the female lead, falls in love with Gohan and even sneaks a kiss in. However, Gohan, as we know, has a pure heart like Goku and is totally loyal to Videl. Barry shows the picture of Coco kissing Gohan and suggests that Gohan is having an affair with Coco, but Videl thinks that Barry is pathetic and completely trusts Gohan. Later, when Gohan is fighting Barry, who has been infected by Watagash, Coco fears for his life, but Videl believes in Gohan and assures the actress that Gohan would never allow himself to lose in front of her. Videl and Pan cheer Gohan on, and as a Super Saiyan, he finishes Barry off with a Super Great Saiyaman beam. Although there isn't much serious fighting going on in these episodes, they do a great job of developing Gohan's relationship with his family. However, after that, we finally arrive to the Universe Survival Saga, and Gohan starts fighting seriously again. Goku needs to find 2 more team members so that they can show the Zenos a preview of what a martial arts tournament is. Vegeta won't leave Earth until his new child is born, but he suggests that Goku take Gohan instead. Gohan is hesitant because he's still rusty, but ultimately agrees to fight for Videl and Pan. Gohan fights Lavender, and despite being blinded and poisoned, is able to pull off a draw, but still can't push his power beyond the Super Saiyan. Later, during a sparring match with Krillin, Gohan is defeated when Krillin knocks him out of bounds, using his new move Solar Flare ×100. Gohan goes to train with Piccolo, and then has a sparring match with Goku. Gohan is able to push Goku to go Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken before he is defeated. Even the announcer at the beginning of the following episode said that Gohan showed power that rivaled Goku's, and he says at last the strong Gohan has returned, which all of us Gohan fans were absolutely psyched to hear. Gohan is now stronger than ever for the first time in Super, and I cannot be more excited about it. Goku, impressed by his strength and skill, even makes Gohan the leader of the Universe 7 team. Gohan wants to surpass even Goku, but he wants to do it in his own way. He says that his goal is an ultimate form that no one has ever seen before. So it's interesting that even among Saiyans, people do not need to achieve the same milestones like Super Saiyan Blue to increase their power. I'm very excited to see Gohan realize his ultimate form, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did it during the Tournament of Power. He's been putting in a solid performance so far, especially in the more recent episodes. In Dragon Ball Z, Gohan, despite his age, could pull out immense, even unprecedented power when he was pushed into a corner and when his loved ones were in danger. Dragon Ball Super has spent a lot of time showing us how much Gohan cares about Videl and Pan especially, and about how much he wants to protect them. Since their very existence is on the line if Universe 7 loses the tournament, I feel that Gohan might be pushed to achieve the new form he's been talking about in the near future. Whether or not he'll surpass Goku remains to be seen, but he's always had the potential, and he has always done so in Dragon Ball Z, so it wouldn't be anything new if Gohan became one of the strongest fighters once again. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Will Gohan ever surpass Goku again? And what do you think his new ultimate form will look like? Anyways guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. This was a pretty long one, but there's so much to talk about here. We've literally seen Gohan grow from a baby to an adult with his own baby. If you watched all the way to the end, drop a hashtag ultimate form in the comment section to show your support. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more Dragon Ball Super videos like this one. And until next time, see you, Space Cowboys.